Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are taking a look at some of the latest details from Animal Crossing New Horizons. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So we've pretty much gone from next to no information about New Horizons to almost too much information, if that's even possible. Until the Animal Crossing Direct a couple of weeks back, we were feeding our hype with only 30 minutes of gameplay, but since then we've had an entire Direct and absolutely floods of gameplay from the first public playthroughs at Pax East this weekend. With this in mind, I thought it'd be better to go over some of the significant details and the features revealed in the last couple of days in an attempt to keep you guys up to date. So in no particular order, here are 15 brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons details. Number 1. Face painting is now a thing in Animal Crossing New Horizons. It seems we can now use our patterns on our faces, which opens up a whole new level of customization. Of course, it looks a bit strange using actual patterns, but we can clearly see the typical pattern is divided into 3 sections, with the top covering the forehead and the bottom halves on each cheek, so this would be a great way to add unique features to our faces if we wanted to. Number 2. Fishing collectibles. Based on some of the gameplay at Nintendo Minutes presentation, we can see that CJ has a partner in crime who offers up collectibles. Unfortunately, that's all we know, but there are rumours that his partner is none other than Chip, who has retired and now makes models of all the fish in the game, much like the models of buildings we used to get in the original. Sadly, I have no idea where this rumour started, but it's all over Discord and Twitter, so if this is true, this could be a good way to add even more depth to the game, especially if there are models of things like bugs too. There'd be so much to collect. Number 3. 10 character limits. Thanks to the official Dobutsu no Mori Twitter page, we now know that there are 10 character limits for island names, which is a huge improvement from previous restrictions of 8 letters in past games. The Japanese version also allows you to select how the name is mentioned in the game based on the term island, so I guess if we called our island Horizons for example, that would be like choosing Horizons Island or Isle of Horizons or something like that. But this may be unique to Japan due to how the terminology is structured. Either way, it's pretty cool and it's awesome to know we now have 10 letters to use instead of 8. Number 4. Blathers Presentations. Blathers is of course returning to New Horizons and willingly accepts donations of the fish, bugs and fossil variety. Thankfully, it seems Blathers will now offer a small presentation about the item you're donating and provide a little description or history about the item. This is a feature that was loved in the original but for some reason was missing from recent games, so it's cool to know that we'll learn a little about each fossil we find this time around. Plus, it's always hilarious when we have to see Blathers talking about the bugs he hates so much. Number 5. Blathers Tent. Since we're on the topic of Blathers, it's been confirmed that Blathers will in fact move to the island and start out in an adorable little tent, much like Tom Nook does in the Resident Services Centre. It was also revealed this weekend that we need to donate 15 items to Blathers before he will consider building a museum, but I actually like this concept as I think it makes the whole game feel a little more real and will definitely spread things out a bit. Anyway, before Blathers even visits the island, donations can apparently be made through Tom Nook, which is pretty cool. So this kind of upgrade from tent to building is something we're likely to see for all special NPCs and characters I think, so that's really awesome. Number 6. Building upgrades. In between the construction and the building upgrades, such as the Resident Services tent to the Town Hall for example, the building will spend a certain amount of time under a giant building structure as it's built. We've seen this kind of thing before in New Leaf and in Pocket Camp, but it's never rocked the awesome Nook Inc. logo before. It will likely be like this for a few days until whoever is building the buildings has built the building. Number 7. Flimsy tools break. We kind of guessed this way back just by the name Flimsy, but it has been confirmed thanks to this PAX gameplay that flimsy tools do in fact break after so many uses. This was most commonly seen with the axe in New Leaf when it would break after cutting down a bunch of different trees. In the same presentation, it was also confirmed that other upgraded versions break too, just not as often as the flimsy tools. The cool thing about flimsy tools is you can just craft a new one. Number 8. You can't sell the item you're holding. As you can see, the player is holding the vaulting pole, walking into the tent to sell a bunch of items, but once the menu is open to select which items to sell, the vaulting pole is greyed out, indicating you can't actually sell the item you're holding, which actually makes sense because technically you're still holding it, it's not in your pockets. It's a tiny detail, but something to bear in mind if, like me, you always sell broken axes just to get rid of them. Number 9. Clothing pockets. We've seen the icon 100 times, but this weekend gave us the first look inside the clothing pockets in New Horizons. Basically, it looks as though we can check the items we're wearing on the go by opening the pockets and selecting the clothing icon. Here we can remove an item of clothing or an accessory like some headgear, and I guess drop it or place it in storage. It also confirms we can wear up to 9 clothing items at any one time. Number 10. GameCube style camera. Based on a couple of different gameplays seen over the last few days, it's been confirmed we have a couple of different camera options in New Horizons. We have the typical forward-facing camera with a shallow camera angle, much like the angles we're used to seeing in New Leaf, but we also have the option of raising the camera up to a higher level, much more similar to that of the GameCube camera angle, which personally I loved. So this is a really nice option for those who fancy a slightly different view every now and then, and it will certainly keep things fresh for a while, and even allow us to find things and items dropped behind trees, so it's pretty cool. Number 11. The Town Tune Board. The Town Tune Board is 100% returning to New Horizons and will give us the ability to adjust our town tune to whatever we want. This was a big feature back in the original, so personally I'm super excited to be able to set my old town tune to my New Horizons Island tune. There is a chance we may have to wait until we've upgraded Resident Services Centre and probably unlocked Isabel, but still really cool feature, and no doubt I will make a bunch of videos on making different tunes. It's definitely a feature I know I will enjoy. Number 12. The Emotions menu. Animal Crossing New Horizons will feature at least 44 emotions, which is actually 4 more than the 40 emotions available in New Leaf. Here we can see when the player opens the favourites menu, they can assign emotions directly from the emotions menu, which is pretty awesome. As you can see, there are 44 spaces indicating 44 emotions will be unlockable will be unlocked throughout the game. It was also revealed that animals around the island will teach you emotions too, which is interesting and sadly hints that Dr. Shrunk could play less of a role, although I'm pretty certain we'll still see all the special characters at some point in the game. Number 13. Swapping pro designs. Much like in previous games, we can display our pro designs and patterns at the Able Sisters shop for everyone to see. Thankfully, if we stumble across a pro design that we like at a friend's island, or even maybe Nintendo's island, if something like the Dream Suite returns, we can swap out one of our own patterns for one of theirs. This is a great way to share designs in-game with friends, which is awesome if, like me, you absolutely suck at making patterns. Number 14. Animated wallpapers. As you can see here, it seems a new type of wallpaper is available in New Horizons that is basically animated. Here you can see the clouds on the garden fence and sky wallpaper are actually moving. It's very subtle, but they are definitely moving. Either that or I've been watching way too many Animal Crossing videos. This opens up more cool ideas of what we could see in New Horizons, like falling leaves, bugs flying around, or even waterfalls and things like that right inside our homes. It's very unique, but I think I like the idea of it. Number 15. Finally, the latest detail to be revealed this weekend is daily tasks or daily goals. It seems we may have daily tasks to keep us occupied on the island when things are too quiet or you don't fancy doing any work. These are essentially little goals, not too dissimilar to those in Pocket Camp, that reward Nook Miles when completed. In these examples we can see that we have to do things like water plants 8 times, earn some bells, sell some shells, move a tree maybe, and collect some wood crafting materials. Usually I wouldn't be so keen on daily tasks, it seems quite restrictive, especially since I quickly got bored of completing daily tasks in Pocket Camp, but I think this is an important feature in New Horizons because really we'll want to collect as many Nook Miles as possible, and this will be a great way to do that. Plus these seem pretty easy anyway. There's also a chance this could be part of the Nook Miles Plus application, which is an upgraded version of Nook Miles that we see later on in the game anyway, so maybe this won't be a thing at the very beginning. So yeah, this was really just scraping the surface of all the new information that has been revealed over the last few days. We've seen a mixture of new tiny details to well recognised returning features from old games, which is really cool, and there's just so much information to take in really. And really by this point, with this sheer amount of information we now know, it's pretty difficult to cover it all. So let us know in the comments any other details that you've spotted or that you know about that we didn't mention today. I think it would be awesome for everyone to share what they've seen and to see what else we can discover. Anyway, for now, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters. You guys rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course, if you got this far in the video, please comment details just to let me know you did. That would be super awesome, and please be sure to include which details was your favourite. Personally, I'm super excited about animated wallpapers and being able to use face paints. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.